Welcome to Math with Mrs. Cox. We are on Chapter 11, Lesson 13, page 877 in your math book. We are going to convert metric units of capacity. So this is going to still use our favorite little acronym, King Henry died merrily drinking chocolate milk. However, we're going to say it like this. King Henry died laughing by drinking chocolate milk. And L is going to stand for liters. You need to understand that 1,000 milliliters equals 1 liter. And a milliliter is one amount of liquid in an eyedropper. So one little eyedropper. A liter is about the size of a medium-sized Gatorade. All right. So knowing that information, we know that there are 1,000 milliliters in a liter. And what we want to do is we want to multiply up here. So 1 liter equals 1,000 milliliters. So we're going to multiply 90 by 1,000 for this particular one. And we're going to get the answer of 90,000 eyedroppers or milliliters of water. So the dripping faucet wastes 90,000 milliliters of water or 90,000 eye droplets of water. Eyedroppers of water. Kind of crazy. All right, we're going to talk about this example. Let's get our acronym up here. King Henry died. And instead of saying merrily, we're going to say laughing while drinking chocolate milk. Remember, L stands for liters. We also know that 1,000 milliliters equals 1 liter. That's not too bad to remember, right? Since 1 liter equals 1,000 milliliters, we can divide 580 by 1,000. We could do that by 1,000. Sometimes that scares a few of you. This is what your answer would be. But let me show you another strategy, okay? So we are going from milliliters to liters, and that goes 1, 2, 3, okay? And, except we are going, yes, we're going 3 that way. So we have 580, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Our answer is going to be 0.8558. Sorry, 0.58, which is what they got when they did this equation. So 580 liters is 0.58 of a liter. So the container holds 0.58 of a liter. So 2 strategies. You can divide it, or you can King Henry it. Choose your strategy. All right, here we go. We have liters equals milliliters. Well, I know that there's 1,000 liters in 1 milliliter. Holy cow, that was totally backwards. Okay, number 1, we're going to convert. I know that there are 1,000 milliliters in 1 liter. So I have 6 of them. So I'm going to do 6 and times 1,000 because there's 1,000 milliliters in 1 liter. So that's going to be 6,000. That's one strategy you can do. And on this particular lesson, it might just be faster because we just have this one increment to convert. You still can do the King Henry died laughing by drinking chocolate milk and realize that we're going to be converting from milliliters to liters. So everything's going to go either left 4 or right 4. 3. So this right here is one strategy where you can use the formula, or you can do the King, let me get my pen here, King Henry died merrily, or laughing, drinking chocolate milk. So we're going to have liters and milliliters, and there is 1, 2, 3. So we're either going to go left 3 or right 3, depending on what we're doing. So look at number 2. We have 4 liters equals how many milliliters? So we're going from a big unit to a small unit. So we can go 4, and then we're going to go 1, 2, 3. So 4,000. We can double check by saying 4 times 1,000. Yep, that's 4,000. Love it. Okay, number 3, we have 7,000 milliliters equals how many liters? Well, I know that there are 1,000 milliliters in each liter, so 7,000 divided by 1,000. Just cross off those zeros. We have 7 divided by 1 is 7. So 7,000 milliliters equals 7 liters. Number 4, we have 42 milliliters equals how many liters? So they have 42 divided by 1,000. Now you can either just move the 0 over by eyeballing it, or if it helps, you can do the King Henry died merrily, or by laughing, drinking chocolate milk. And we are going from a milliliter to a liter, and that's 1, 2, 3. So we can take this 42, and we can start right here and go 1, 2, 3. Put our little decimal there, put a placeholder 0 there. So our answer is 0.042. Helps put an extra 0 right there to make our brains organized, right? Of a liter. Okay, number 5. Again, we have 1,000 milliliters equals 1 liter. Or you can also do the King Henry died merrily, or laughing, drinking chocolate milk. And know that we're going from milliliter to liter, so it's going to be 3 spots to the left or 3 spots to the right. So we're going from liter to milliliter. So we're going to go 3 spots to the right. So we have 70, and then 1, 2, 3. So we have 70,000 milliliters is going to be our answer. Okay, number 6, we have 10 milliliters going to liters. So we start over here at milliliters, and we're going to go to liters. We're going to go 3 spots to the left. So we have 10, 3 spots to the left is 0.0110. Or it's also going to be 10 divided by 1,000, which equals the same answer I just gave you. Now, you can leave it like this, or if it bothers you, because this 0 doesn't really need to be there, you can also answer it like that, and that will be correct as well. Okay, number 7. Okay, liters to milliliters. So looking over here, we have liters to milliliters, and we're going from liters to milliliters, so that's right. So we can go right 3 spots, 1, 2, 3. So then we're going to have 1,200 milliliters. Okay, we're going from milliliters to liters, so we are going left. So let's take this thing and go left 3 spots, 1, 2, 3, 3.5. Or they're going to also have you could also do this strategy of 3,500 divided by 1,000. Choose your strategy. Okay, number 4, we have liter to milliliter. So we're going from here and we're going right. So we're going to go right 3 spots. 1, 2, 3. So our answer is going to be 4,000 milliliters. Okay, number 10. Boy, they keep bouncing back and forth on us, don't they? We're going to go from milliliter to liter. So we're going to go left 3 spots. 1, 2, 3. Our answer is going to be 0.230. But we need to put a 0 right here just so our brain can organize it. And I'm looking at that, and this 0 has no place right there. So I'm just going to go ahead and erase that one. So that is the correct answer, is 0.23 liters. Okay, we have liter to milliliter. So if we come right here, we have liter to milliliter. So it's going right 3 spots. So 6.21, 1, 2, 3 spots. It's going to be 6,210. Okay, milliliters to liters. This one I can really easily divide because I know 5,000 divided by 1,000 because there's 1,000 milliliters in a liter. Cross off the zeros. 5 divided by 1 is 5. So 5 liters. Comparing. You guys are going to be pros at this at the end of this chapter. Pros. So comparing, we always try to convert everything to the smallest unit. So milliliter is smaller. And there is 1,000. I'm not going to put that there. Try that again. There is 1,000 milliliters equals 1 liter. So we have 2 liters here, so I'm going to say 2 times 1,000 equals 2,000. So 2,000 milliliters versus 1,000, I can obviously say that 2,000 is bigger. All right, we have 390 milliliters versus 0.39 liters. So let's convert them both to milliliters. Now, if we're going to do King Henry died merrily, or laughing, drinking chocolate milk, we are going to convert, we're going from liters to milliliters. So we're going to go right, 1, 2, 3. So we have to go this decimal right 3 spots, 1, 2, 3. So we're going to have 390 milliliters. Now, can we compare that appropriately? Yes, because they're both in milliliters, milliliters, milliliters. They are equal. Number 15. Okay, we have liters to milliliters. They're going right. So let's go ahead and convert this 82 liters. And we're going to go right 3 spots, 1, 2, 3. So now it's in milliliters. So we have 82,000 milliliters versus 825 milliliters. Whew, that is definitely bigger. Okay, milliliters to liters. So there are 1,000 milliliters in this liter. So we can take 8.34 times 1,000. Or you can just move it 3 spots to the right. 1, 2, 3, and put a placeholder 0. So we see that's 8,340. And whoa, that is definitely bigger than 834. Okay, number 17. Milliliter is our smallest unit, and we need to convert this one to a milliliter. So when we convert it, I know there's 1,000 milliliters in that, so I'm going to do 0.34 and go 3 spots to the right. 1, 2, 3. My new number is 340 milliliters, and I can see that 430 is more than the 340. Number 18, again, milliliters is the smallest unit. That one is as small as it can go. However, that one can be changed, and we are changing it to milliliters. So come back here to our King Henry. So we're going from milliliters to, no, we're going from liters to milliliters. So we're going to go right 3 spots. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. So it's going to be 87 milliliters versus 87. Oh, that's going to be equal. Kind of nice when it works out that way, right? Okay, let's look at the next page. Nah, I don't want to do it. Let's go to the homework, friends. There we go. Join me on page 881. Again, we need to remember that we have 1,000 milliliters equals 1 liter. Okay, and this is also helpful. You can do King Henry died merrily, or laughing, drinking chocolate milk. And we are converting from liter to milliliter, and there's 3 spots to the right or 3 spots to the left. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at this. We have 6 liters, and I know there's 1,000 milliliters in each, so we can do 6 times 1,000 equals, well, yeah, 6,000, right? Now we have 13 liters. Converting it to milliliters, well, I know there's 1,000 in each one, so I'm going to take 13 times 1,000 equals, well, 13,000. Number 3, 54,000 milliliters. We're converting it to liters, so we're going to do 54 divided by 1,000. Of course, you can just take the zeros off. So you'll have 54 that's left. Or you could also go 3 spots to the left because there's 3 spots right here from milliliters to liters. 1, 2, 3. And that would still give us 54. Choose your strategy. Again, we have the same issue right here. We're going from a little unit to a big unit. So we're going to go left 3 spots. So then we can do 23.5. Number 5, we have 11,000. Divided by 1,000. Cross off the zeros. 11 divided by 1 is, well, 11. Or you could have also done the 3 spots to the left and you will still have gotten 11. Okay, number 6. We're going from liters to milliliters, and so it's like saying this number times 1,000. Or you can just move that decimal 3 spots to the right and get 201 milliliters. Okay, problem solving. Yesterday, Audrey drank the liquids shown in the table. How many liters of liquids did she drink in all? Okay, what does that sound like to you? Add, subtract, multiply, divide. How many did she drink in all? Those are keywords for adding. But we can't add all of these because we have some in milliliters and some in liters. Milliliters, milliliters, liters. So let's convert this one. So 1.2 liters times 1,000. Or we could just take this little decimal dot and move it to the right 3 spots. 1, 2, 3. So this one is really going to be probably 1,200 milliliters. And I wrote it really small on purpose so we could add all of our columns down. So let's add, because that's no longer there, we're going to add the zeros. So that'd be 0. Then we have 1 plus 8 is 9, plus 0 is 9. 2 plus 4 plus 2. So we have this column that we're adding now. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1,890. Okay? But there's a trick. This is in milliliters. And what did they want us to look for? Yes. So now we have to convert the total to liters. So we have 1,890. And we could divide it by 1,000. Or we could just move the decimal 3 spaces to the left. 1, 2, 3. So then our answer is going to be 1.89, and we don't need to add that extra 0 because it's just a placeholder, liters. Crazy, right? Remember, just go slow and do one step at a time. Okay, number 8. 1 serving of punch is 250 milliliters. Will 10 servings fit in a 2-liter bowl? Okay, so first of all, we need to times 250 times 10, which is going to just be 2,500. Remember, when you times by 10, you just add a 0. So that's going to be milliliters. Okay, and a liter bowl, remember 1 liter equals 1,000 milliliters. So you have 2 of those. So 1,000 plus 1,000 is going to be 2,000 milliliter bowl. So do a little circle here to compare. So this is how much punch we have. This is the size of the bowl. Will all of this fit in this? The answer is no. And the reason being is that there's too much punch. Remember, you spell 2 this much. When you are spelling it, you have to have 2 O's. Too much punch. There we go. Okay, number 9, brain builders. Ooh, this is going to be fun. Nara received a measles vaccination at Dr. O'Reilly's office. The vaccine was measured in cubic centimeters. Okay, cubic usually means to the third. A cubic centimeter has the same capacity as a milliliter. Oh, very clever. If each immunization is 3.5 cubic centimeters, or we could also say milliliter because they said it was the same capacity, how many individual immunizations could Dr. Arwell provide with this much liters of vaccine? Okay, so they want you to compare. We have that many milliliters. We need to compare of how we're going to get it taken care of. So what we're going to do is divide. No, let's see. We're going to times by 1,000 because there is 1,000 milliliters in 1 liter. And this is liter right here. So we need to convert this to milliliter. So times it by 1,000, we're just going to move that decimal point over, so it's going to be 350 milliliters. Okay, now here's where it gets kind of tricky because we have these two, and my class last year really got stumped on this. So I want you to notice something. If we take 3.5, because each shot has that much of a dose in it, and we have this much of the medicine, how many shots can we give? Okay. Now remember, you can't have a decimal in your division problem. So when you could do a couple of different strategies. So strategy 1, I'm going to move the decimal over, but if you do that, then you have to also move the decimal over on this one and add a placeholder. Then you can figure out, oh, wow, 35 goes into 3,500 100 times, right? Your brain clicks and you can see that. Another strategy is you could also see that 3.5, you can look at that and say, hey, there's 100 difference, or there's 2 place values. And 2 place values means 2 zeros, so that's also 100. So strategy 1, strategy 2. Do whatever works well for your brain. So the answer is going to be 100 vaccines. Okay, number 10. The blank is an appropriate measure of capacity of a hand sanitizer bottle. Milliliter is an eyedropper, and liter is a Gatorade bottle. So I'm going to say milliliter. The blank is an appropriate unit to measure the capacity of the water in a fountain. Well, I'm going to say a liter, about the size of a Gatorade bottle, is a good way to measure how much water is in a water fountain. 12, a soup bowl can hold 400 milliliters of soup. A restaurant has 8 liters of soup, of vegetable soup. How many bowls can they serve? Okay, so we need to convert a couple of things. So we have 8 liters, and we're going to times that by 1,000 because that's how many milliliters are in 1 liter. Okay, so then that's going to give us 8,000 milliliters of vegetable soup. Okay, 8,000 milliliters of vegetable soup. Now we have bowls that can hold 400. So we're going to go 400. We'll divide 8,000 by 400. Now, before you pass out, remember the rule of zeros, guys. I have 2 zeros here, 2 zeros here. So look at that. Your new one is 4 will go into 80. That's your new equation. Well, we can figure that out. Easy peasy, right? 4 goes into 8 twice. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 minus 8 is 0. Bring down the 0. Put the 0 up here. So we have 20 bowls. Sorry, I know some of you want to see that finished. There we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is your homework. Turn it in and have a fabulous day.